The ruined film. A young photographer decided to spend a full day and night completely alone in a remote forest. She wasn't afraid, she had gone camping many times before. She spent the day photographing trees and wild grass with her film camera. That evening, she crawled into her small tent and fell asleep. The night passed quietly. The fear came days later. When the film was developed, all 4 rolls turned out beautifully, every photo just as she remembered. All except the last frame. In that final photo, she was there. Asleep in her tent. Peaceful. Surrounded by the darkness of the night. The Angel Statue. One evening, a married couple decided to go out to a movie and leave their children with a babysitter. They put the kids to bed before leaving, so the young woman only had to stay in the house and keep an eye on things. After a while, she got bored and decided to watch some TV. She called the parents to ask if it was okay to turn it on. Of course, they said yes. But then she had one more request. She asked if she could cover up the angel statue outside the window, because it was making her uncomfortable. There was a brief silence on the phone. Then the father said, "Take the children and get out of the house. Now. We're calling the police. We don't have an angel statue." When the police arrived, everyone who had stayed in the house was found dead. The angel statue was never found. The doorbell. About 5 years ago, late at night, someone rang my doorbell 4 short times. I woke up angry and didn't open the door. I wasn't expecting anyone. The next night, it happened again. 4 short rings. I looked through the people, but there was no one there. The next day, I told people about it and joked that maybe Death had the wrong address. On the 3rd night, a friend came over and stayed late. The doorbell rang again. This time, I pretended not to notice. I wanted to see if it was all in my head. But my friend heard it clearly. After hearing my story, he said, "Let's deal with these pranksters," and ran outside. That was the last time I saw him alive. He didn't disappear. On his way home, he was attacked by a drunk group of people and later died in the hospital. After that, the doorbell stopped ringing. I remembered this story because last night, I heard 3 short rings at my door. The twin. My girlfriend texted me today saying she had no idea I had such a charming brother, and a twin, no less. Turns out, she stopped by my place earlier, not knowing I'd be stuck at work late. He was there and answered the door. He introduced himself, made her some coffee, told a few funny stories from our childhood, and walked her to the elevator. I honestly have no idea how to tell her that I don't have a brother. The damp fog. It happened in the mountains of Nevada. A group of climbers set up camp near a small alpine lake. Around midnight, everyone was getting ready to sleep, when a sound came from the lake, something between crying and laughter. The friends, there were 5 of them, decided to check it out. They found nothing along the shore, but noticed a strange fog drifting over the water. Inside it, white lights were glowing. They moved toward the lights and took just a few steps closer to the lake. That's when the one walking last suddenly realized he was standing knee-deep in icy water. He grabbed the 2 nearest to him. They snapped out of it and managed to get out of the fog. But the 2 who were walking ahead disappeared into the mist and the water. In the freezing cold and total darkness, there was no way to find them. Early the next morning, the survivors rushed to get help. The rescuers found nothing. And by evening, the 2 who had only briefly stepped into the fog were dead as well. The girl in the photograph. A high school student was bored in class, staring out the window. On the grass outside, he noticed a photograph someone had dropped. He went out into the yard and picked it up. The photo showed a very beautiful girl. She was wearing a dress and red shoes, and she was holding up 2 fingers. The boy started asking around if anyone had seen her before, but no one recognized her. That evening, he placed the photo next to his bed. In the middle of the night, a soft sound woke him, like someone scratching at the glass. Then, in the darkness outside the window, he heard a woman's laughter. He went outside and began to search for the source of the voice. The sound kept moving farther away, and he didn't notice that, while following it, he had stepped onto the road. A car hit him. The driver jumped out and tried to save the boy, but it was already too late. And then the driver noticed a photograph lying on the ground. It showed a beautiful girl in a dress, wearing red shoes, and now she was holding up 3 fingers.